Hi everyone, it's Annie from Anniegurumi again, and I'm back with another amigurumi tutorial. I would love to show you how to make these amigurumi donuts. They are fairly easy. It's not a big pattern. However, I'm using yarn that is quite thick, so it works up really quick. And so if you're interested in making these donut amigurumis, stick around and keep watching. Today we are using this yarn from hobiumyarns.com, and they are also my sponsors, so I want to say a big thank you to them. This is the Yarn Art Jeans Plus, which I also used in my Learn Amigurumi series with Hobium. You can find it in our YouTube channels as well as my playlist, and it's a great yarn to use for beginners, but it's also great because this pattern works up so fast because this is a thick yarn and it's not loosely spun, so it won't split. So it's really, really great. And the colors are so vibrant. So yeah, for more information about this yarn, go ahead and head to their website. So you will need a color for the donut cake as well as the frosting. And then you can embellish it however you like later. A 4mm crochet hook, a tapestry needle, a stitch marker, as well as sharp scissors. You will also need stuffing. So grabbing your cake color, so my donut cake color will be this kind of beige color one. I'm going to use this one, so go ahead and grab that as well as your hook and your stitch marker. Okay, I have my cake color now. We're going to go ahead and chain 18, and we're going to join it with a slip stitch. But I'm going to show you a little trick that you can do so it's easier not to twist the chains. So go ahead, and we're doing chain 18 total, but for right now, just chain 10. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now usually it's very easy to twist the chain, so what I like to do is I like to pull it out just a little bit so that I could stick it back in later. You go back into the first chain right here and just stick your crochet hook into the stitch just like that, you know, the V that you see right there, and then you go ahead and stick the crochet hook into the active loop here. So remember, you had 10, we need 18 total. So you can see it's not twisting. So it's a nice handy tip when you have to do something like this. So now all we have to do is add 8 more for a total of 18 chains. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that's actually very perfect, just like that. So now what we're going to do is we want to make this into a ring. So go ahead and just pull that stitch, and I usually like to make it a little bit more loose, because just a little bit loose, and then pull it right through the first chain. So this is slip stitching to the first. What we're going to do is we're going to put 1 single crochet in each of the back bumps for a total of 18 stitches. So sometimes it's really hard to get to the back bump. If you turn it, you see like these are your stitches here. If you turn it around, you'll see these little horizontal hashes, right? So we're trying to get to the first one here, and sometimes it's really tricky. So like right there, I like to take a tapestry needle and pull it a little bit so that I can stick my crochet hook in there. So go ahead and do 18 single crochets around. Into each of the back bumps. I'm going to put a stitch marker here because I find it is always helpful. So that's my first one, second one, third, fourth, think I will just fast forward from here, or you can pause the video and then join me when you're ready. Okay, so I have done my 18 single crochet arounds into the back bump. We just want to make sure that there are actually 18 stitches here. So you can do that by counting the little V's that you see up here. So I'm going to go ahead and count it to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Perfect. Now we're on to round 2. In round 2, we will single crochet and then increase in the next stitch, and we're going to do that 9 times for a total of 27 stitches. So in the first stitch, let's go ahead and add a single crochet. Make sure you mark it. We are not joining rounds anymore. So single crochet and then increase in the next stitch. So increasing just means you put 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Now go ahead and repeat this all the way around. Okay everyone, we're starting round 3. All you have to do is single crochet around. So 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. You will also have 27 stitches. Go ahead and do that and meet me back here. Round 4, we will do single crochet 2 and increase in the next. So we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then increase in the next. And you'll repeat that 9 times for a total of 36 stitches. So go ahead and do that. If you need to pause the video, please go ahead and feel free to. Okay friends, now what we're going to do next is for rounds 5 to 10, we are just going to do single crochet around. So that is 1 single crochet in each stitch. So for 6 rounds, go ahead and do single crochet around and meet me back here. Okay friends, I have finished my 6 rounds of single crochet arounds, and I wanted to show you a tip to count, how to count those 6 rounds. So as you know, in round 4, we had the single crochet 2 and increases, right? So you can look at your rounds here. You could of course count from here like 1, 2, 3, 4, but usually I look for the increases. So when you can see the increase, like right here, you can see there are, can you see? Yeah, you can see. This one has 1, 2 in 1 stitch, and then 1, 2, and then here's that increase again. So I usually look for that, my last round of increases, then I count from here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm ready. Now we're going to start round 11. So in round 11, we are going to start our decreases. So round 11, you will do single crochet 2 and decrease times 9, and you should have 27 stitches left over. So go ahead and do that. So 1, 2. And then I like to do a invisible decrease, but you can do your favorite decrease. So I go through the front loop and then the next front loop, and then I yarn over and pull up a loop. You have two loops, and then close the stitch. So I'll show you one more time. So 1, 2, and then decreasing, just go through the front loops of the next 2 stitches like that. Okay, let me show again. You go through the front loop and then go through the front loop, yarn over, bring it through those 2 front loops. You have 2 left, yarn over and close the loop. So go ahead and finish up this round and I'll meet you back here. Now for round 12, we're just going to single crochet around. Okay friends, now we're starting round 13. We will single crochet and then decrease in the next. and then you'll repeat that all the way around, and you'll have 18 stitches left. For round 14, just go ahead and single crochet around and meet me back here. Okay friends, we have finished our donut cake part. Now the thing is, we're going to need to sew this up, and we need a good amount of yarn. So I strongly suggest you take quite a bit more than you think you need. And this is probably way too much, but if it is, then I can use it for, you know, embroidering something else later. But it's better to have too much than not enough. And then what we're going to do is not tangle up our yarn, but we're going to pull this yarn out so that we can sew up this guy. Okay, excellent. Take out the stitch marker. So as you can see, we made this kind of, I don't know what shape this would be. Is it kind of like a honey pot? It looks like a beehive. The reason being is that what we're going to do is we're going to fold it in on itself so that both ends match up, and then we're going to sew these together with a whip stitch and then stuff it, and then it will turn into a donut. Now before we continue, I want to show you that this is the correct side that should be on the outside. This is called the right side of the work, because you can see the nice little V's, or in my case X's, because I do a yarn under instead of a yarn over for my single crochets, which is a whole different topic. But anyway, this is the correct side. And if your work is looking like this, I can't even do it inside out, but if you can see here, do you see there are V's with a little like hash, like a horizontal bar underneath? This is the inside of the work. It's not as pretty because when you do decreases or you do increases, it's more obvious, and the shaping looks weird with these kind of stitches. So make sure that you have the correct side of the work out. And then let's go ahead and sew it up and add our stuffing. You're gonna love it. It's such a fast pattern. You can use it with any yarn that you have and it'll work up super, super cute and super fast. So wherever your yarn tail is with the needle, just take the other end and push it up like that. Oops, let me see if I can do it again. You take, this is where your long yarn tail is. So keep this one on top. You take the other end and push it in like that, so that it makes a donut shape. And you line up all the stitches. You can even bring this one out, or you can just tuck it in. It doesn't, it's really up to you. You can weave it in, or I just put it in. So you can see that the stitches are lined up. So make sure all of the stitches are nice and lined up to each other, and you might have to do it as you're stitching it up. So go ahead and take your needle and go to the one on the inside, the one on the outside, just like that. And that's joining. This is like, maybe I did a little bit too long. But that's okay. And then I'll go to the next two stitches like that. Can you see, like the inside one and the outside one? And then you repeat all the way around while you're stuffing before it gets too small. Yeah, I definitely did too much yarn. This is, I overcompensate because I usually when I just do a short tail, for some reason it's always too short, and then when I do an obscenely long yarn tail, then it's like obviously way too much, but it's all right, it's all right. So go ahead and keep doing this all the way around, and then stuffing when you can. I usually wait till I'm like, I don't know, about halfway, even though it's like super hard to stuff because, you know, the shaping of this, but you can also use chopsticks or the back of your crochet hook to kind of stuff everything in. So yeah, it's I used this pattern and I made so many of these donuts for my son's birthday, and I used it as a party game, and I had the kids use teamwork to stack it, and then one kid will hold it and each kid will alternate to do it. And the game was a hit. Actually, the kids really liked it, and it was really enjoyable, and they keep playing with it, so that's good, right? So anyway, if you're looking for a party game and then it can turn into a favor, you can stick it in their favor bags, which is really nice. So you need to stuff as you go, and you just kind of have to kind of like stick it in there. If it's too difficult, you can use the end of your crochet hook to kind of like push it in. You can stuff it from the other side, but you got to do this before the hole gets too close or closed. Otherwise, it's impossible to do. So as you can see, the donut is shaping up like that. Isn't that nice? You can go ahead and just stuff the whole thing if you like. It's up to you. I would stuff it semi-firm, but don't overstuff, because if you do, this filling will just spill out, and that's no fun. So I like to, oh my goodness, I need more. I probably don't need all of that. See, you see, after you stuff, you got a donut shape, and it's so nice. I might have overstuffed this a little bit, so I'm gonna take half of that out. So yeah, just don't overstuff. Don't overstuff. Don't understuff. Play by ear. You just keep an eye on how it looks, and then you just continue on. This is where it gets a little bit more difficult, but you know, you can do it. So sometimes I will just stick the crochet hook in there like that, and then squeeze. And when I squeeze, I can see where my next stitches are gonna be. It's kind of hard to do on camera, much easier to do when it's not on camera. No big deal. Just like that. So you just take your time with it and enjoy. Yeah, so it's funny because even though my son's party was quite some time ago, he still enjoys doing this donut game. And then sometimes I was trying to do it so that the kids would put it on their heads, balance one, and then walk a little distance, and then when they walk back, the kids put another one on their head. But you know, actually just even putting it on their hands was very difficult, because I made, gosh, I think I made 20 of these, but over the course of a few months. I just made one here, I made one there, and as you can see, it's a fast pattern, right? So you'll fly by making these. Yep, I'm nearing the end. It's pretty good. And then you have to make sure you close this up. And this yarn is just so nice to work with, and so great for those looking to start amigurumi but don't know what yarn to buy, because yarns can be really expensive. You buy the yarn and then you find that it splits, or like the yarn is so thin that you can't even see the stitches. So I usually recommend this to my friends who want to learn amigurumi. And of course, I did way too much yarn, but I'll use this as like the frosting on something else. So now we need to weave in our ends and then make our frosting. So you can go ahead and secure this by putting it through a few stitches, like that. And you can go through stitches here, like that. And I usually like to go back down to the previous round, but you know, you do you. Do what's easiest for you. And then I like to push it in and bring it out somewhere else and cut the yarn very close to your work, and then squeeze it and it disappears. The cake part is done. We're moving on to the frosting now. The same as rounds 1 and 4. So I'm going to go ahead and make it. I'm not going to explain it because you can just rewind. So just do round 1 to 4 of the donut body and we'll continue on with round 5. So meet me back here after you have done rounds 1 to 4. You can rewind, you can do whatever you like, and I'll be right back. Okay friends, I've completed rounds 1 to 4 and we are now on the last round 5. So what we're going to do here is create the drips of the frosting like this. So we will be doing single crochet around for the most part, but whenever you want the drips, we're going to add a series of increases, whether it's half double crochet, triple crochet, but it's really up to you how long you want it. So for the most part, you need to do single crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in this first one. And then, I mean, if you want to mark it, you can, but it's not you don't really need to. And then single crochet just means you're just going straight, right? And then say like I want to drip here. So I'll do half double crochet increase, whether it's 1, let's see, it has to be at least 2, but I think 3 looks the best in general for the drips. As you can see, it's going down. And then the next one, in the next stitch, I will do single crochet. And then you keep going until you want another drip mark. So say you want a bigger drip here. So I can do triple crochet, 3 triple crochets into the next stitch. And then it's very, very long, as you can see. Just like that. You see how long that is? And then you do single crochet until you want the next one. So you can see how it's looking just like that. So I didn't write out the exact way to do it because, you know, I think every donut looks different. So it's nice to have your donuts look different than mine and things like that. You can even do double crochet. So you can do 3 double crochets into the same stitch. And then see that? Looks nice. And then sometimes you can even do like a variation of it. Say you can do half double crochet, like 2 half double crochets into this stitch. You could do a double crochet into 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and then you can move on so it doesn't look uniformed. You can do whatever you like, just yeah. And it's a nice way to make something look different, I suppose, but yeah. But usually in general, I like 3 if I'm doing the frosting. And then sometimes I'll do the half double crochet, like 3 of them in here. And then you just go all the way around, back to the beginning. And, oops, I did not do that correctly. I was trying to do a triple crochet. So it's really fun because there's no hard rule on what to do with these, the drip parts of the frosting. I'm gonna do double crochet. I'll do 2 double crochets in the next one. And then I'll do some more single crochets and maybe a half double crochet here since I'm nearing the end, and then single crochet, and then slip stitch into the first. Leave a fairly long tail since you will need to sew this in to the cake. Pull out the yarn, and if you want to add sprinkles or the swirls, I would strongly suggest you do it now. So I'm gonna take some of my blue yarn because I want to make a bigger version of this mini one that you see here. And remember, the outside is the one that has the V's, not this side where it has all these hash marks, okay? Is it showing up on camera? Now it is. This is the wrong side of the work. That side is going on top like this so that the nice side shows out. So make sure you're paying attention to when you're sewing it on. And you can just add sprinkles with scrap yarn. You don't have to use the Yarn Art Jean Plus, but I have so much of it that I don't mind. And I think these giant sprinkles look super fun. So you can just add as many as you like. And I hope that it is fun for you to make. I'm going to go ahead and finish up adding my sprinkles, and I'll meet you back here. Hi friends, I just finished up with my sprinkles and I am just double knotting it, triple knotting it so that it does not come undone. And then I'm going to trim it up so that I cannot see it on the other side. Now we're going to take our cake and put the frosting on by just doing a series of stitches. But to tell you the truth, it doesn't matter which end you do. However, for me, I'm a bit picky. I like when the V's are going up this way. So you can see these V's or X's, the point is going down and then the V is like this. So I like it like that because I just think it looks prettier, but doesn't matter which end. Honestly, no one's gonna tell the difference, but that's just me. What we're going to do is I'm going to take that tail and just stick it in the middle, and then we're going to line it up. I mean, if you want to use pins, you can use pins to hold it down. It's a good idea to do that. However, I'm feeling kind of lazy. So I'm just going to, I'm just gonna do it like this. I am going to do a series of whip stitches. What is it? Whip stitches that I'm doing. Let's see what I do. I'm going to just sew it onto the body. Let's see. Okay, there's my first stitch. No, I'm not doing whip stitches. I think this is called a back stitch. I just put it through the frosting in the body, and then I just pick a random hole of the cake, bring this out, go back into the same hole and go into the next stitch. So I'm just, what's it called, a running stitch? I'm not familiar with sewing terms, but I came out here, I go into the next one. So you're going to have to do this all the way around, as well as the inside here to the body, and then it's all done. So go ahead and do that and meet me back here. Guess what, friends? We're all finished. That was pretty good, right? It's super easy and pretty quick. You can see here the dripping of the frosting depending on if you're doing half double crochet, or triple crochet. Obviously, triple crochet is going to be super deep, and then half double crochet will be the not as big. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please consider subscribing and pressing the like button. Leave me a comment to let me know if you enjoyed this video. And you can find me on all of the social media platforms at Anniegurumi. Thank you to Hobium Yarns for being my sponsor. You can find the free pattern on their blog, I think, hopefully by the time this video comes out, but if not, keep an eye out. Or you can find it in my shops, or you can donate to my PayPal if you're feeling extra generous. So thank you again for all of your patience in waiting for my latest video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay healthy, be safe, and be kind to one another. Bye!